Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to today's fresh episode on youth and drugs. I'm Zainab Abdrazak Tijani from NDLEA. Today we have the fortune to meet the Katsina State NDLEA under.
Yes.
Alright. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel on NDLEA. Welcome again, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir, please, we'd like to start by knowing your name, sir.
Okay, I'm Mohammed Bashir Ibrahim, Commander of Narcotics, State Commander, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Katsina State Command.
Thank you, sir. Please, sir, your brief history.
Well, brief history. Okay. I'm from Kogi State. I started my elementary school in Kwara State then, and both secondary school too in the same Kwara State. I proceeded to University of Jos, where I had my first degree. I had a BSc in botany. From there, after the youth service, I went for my master's in pharmaceutical science and drug development at Ahmadu University Zaria. And shortly after that, I was enlisted into National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. In the course of the duty, I still went to University of Lagos to have a postgraduate diploma in security operations and management. And since joining the agency, after the basic training, have undergone several local and international training, and have served in different units of the agency. Started from investigation, served in technical services, served in interdiction, that's sea port operations. Before, in 2008, I was appointed an assistant state commander in charge of operations and investigation, Bauchi State Command. I think that was my very first individual appointment. And since then, I think I've worked across the length and breadth of the country. I've served in Bauchi, I've served in Cross River, I've served in Ondo State, I've served in Ebonyi. And last year, 2021, November precisely, after my promotion to Commander of Narcotics, I was appointed the State Commander, Katsina State Command.
Wow. Thank you, sir.
Yes, I'm married with children. I think that should be it.
Congratulations, sir. And sir, why do people engage in drug abuse?
There are so many factors. One of the major factors is an availability of the drug itself. What you don't know, what you don't see, you don't do it. If you remember in the 80s, they used to term Nigeria as a transit route. Then they bring in from source countries, try to move it to Europe and America, thereabout. But one principle or law of nature that you cannot run away from is, as they are coming, repacking it and taking it, some of them will be dropping back. So that's exactly what has happened. Over time, Nigeria has moved from a transit route to a consuming nation. The survey, which was conducted by UNODC in 2017-2018, which shows the graphical view of drug situation in Nigeria, shows that Nigeria prevalent drug rate use is 14.3%. What does that tell you? 1 out of every 7 Nigerians must have used between the age of 15 and 65 years must have used drug in the past 1 year. That shows that probably about 50% of Nigerian populations have substance use. We talk about the availability, we talk about the peer group influence, we talk about challenges, talk about at times lack of, I won't call it proper upbringing, but I'll talk about cordial and intimate relationship between parents and children. talk about that too, because evidence too has shown, research has shown that a child that is brought up with a close knitting relationship between him or her and the parents are far likely less to take into substance use in the future, irrespective of the circumstances. But you see those that were not too close, that the parents does not know where they go, the parents does not know their friends, the parents does not know how or what they do in school, whether they go to school, they are very likely to take into substance use with the slightest challenge they have in facing life. Those are the kids that peer influence can actually get onto. So even to buttress it, when we assume duty here, the excellency challenge us to carry out a small survey on women involvement in substance use in Katsina State. We just did it in Katsina local government as a pilot research. One of the outcome of that survey shows that those ladies that has close relationship with their parents, that their parents know where they are at a particular time, what they do, whether they are in school, whether they are at home, and they relate to them, were not into substance because we did a control of it too. Despite they were in the same risk, they have the same risk factor, they were in the same endangered environment with those that are actually using drugs. But you see those ones that the parents don't even care what they do, where they are, and there's no that kind of relationship between them and their parents. Majority of them fall themselves into substance use. So you cannot rule out parental influence. Yes, substance use is not a moral issue, it's not a parental failure, but there should be that closeness and relationship between the parents and the younger ones and the children. So that's another factor too. Talk about a lot of environmental factors that find themselves, the economic issue and what have you. So these are reasons that you see that once you go into this. Then the availability, I've said it before, the availability of the substance. Once it's available, it's just a business. Those that are selling it must want to market it, so they have to lure you into taking it. And that's when they will tell you with a little problem you have, take substance and you forget it. But all of us know that it's not really the case. That whatever the challenge is, by the time your eyes clear from your recover from the substance you take, the problem is just sit there waiting for you. So why being a coward? Why not face your challenges and let's see how it can be resolved? Because there is no challenge that cannot be resolved.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, what advice can you give to their family, to avoid such acts?
One, have kids that you can take care of. There should be that bonding between the parents and the children. And as parents, be real role model to your children because they are watching you. You cannot ask your kids not to smoke, whereas you are smoking in their presence. You cannot ask them not to drink, yet you are sending them to go and buy drink for you. Or you have friends, you are entertaining them with such things. So be a real role model and take time to check your children. Know their friends. Show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. The era of not allowing your children to bring their friends home has passed. Allow them come with their friends. You can assess their friends. Know the parent, the home their friends comes from. And take time to check your children's room if they are not there, especially if they are boys. Even if they are ladies, try and check if they are into drug use. There's no way you will not even see an evidence. And be involved in their academic pursuit. Be involved in their general life activities. Have family discussion often. And the world is a global village. Educate yourself about the issue of drugs. Search online. You will see a lot of useful information there and use it. Discuss with your children at home. And don't be like good morning, good night parents to your children. Yes, the economy is hard. It's difficult for everyone. You have to move around to make ends meet. But what's the essence of getting that money? And at the end of the day, you will be using it to rehabilitate your children, your what? So find time for them. Imbibe that discipline in them. Don't be a masquerade to your children. Let them be able to assess you. Let them be able to talk to you. And get involved in practically all their life. Even the wife too. Most of the times the wife will always be the ones at home. Once you notice anything, don't hide it away from their father. Let their father know that, look, I've noticed this is in this. Just this morning, a friend and a neighbor, after we prayed prayer together, just said, Commander, please, I just noticed something about my son. Please, can I bring him up for test? Let us talk to him, because I've been noticing something to him. That's the caring father. He's noticing something about his son. He wants to prove further. Like, let us ask questions. Let us talk to the boy. Let's know if he's. So if the father is not keen, is not watching. So we feel as parents, we should be involved in our children's life processing, because there are stages the children pass through. You have the early adolescent, you have the mid adolescent, you have the late adolescent. Especially when they are in mid to late adolescence, their prefrontal cortex, that's the part of the brain that's responsible for reasoning and decision taking, is still developing. So that's when you see them taking risky decisions. They don't mind the consequences. But if you let them know that, look, there are consequences for your action. It could be positive, it could be negative. Taking drugs is part of decision you want to take, but are you ready for the consequences? You have to let them. Then, adverts could be deceptive. You let them know that when they see people glorifying alcohol, glorifying smoking, glorifying certain vices, let them know that they are out fallacy. You have to be hardworking, you have to be focused, and you have to have your life goal. You cannot achieve your life goal by taking drugs. So, as parents, if you keep on talking to them like this, always find a time, discuss with them, ask them what is happening, how is your school, whatever, how you coping. Challenges are part of life. We can't run away from it. It's only a dead person that does not face challenges, no matter what you are doing. So let them know that challenges is part of life. Most challenges comes to actually make you, not to marry you. But it is your response to that challenges that actually marry you. So you always take any challenges as an opportunity to prove yourself. So I believe that if we imbibe this into the growing children, I'm sure to a greater extent they will be able to handle whatever life throws at them in the future.
Thank you. So is there any other agency that took in charge apart from your agency?
When it talks about Nigeria, it is only NDLEA that has the statutory duty to combat selling, production, consumption, when it talks in terms of illicit drug and psychotropic substances. But when it come in terms of enforcement, NDLEA alone cannot do it. But we collaborate with all other sister agencies, the police, the army, the road safety, the immigration, the custom, the DSS, or the civil defense. We collaborate together to work, just like in Katsina State. But this is one of the states that you can say that all the security agencies work together harmoniously. We share intelligence. Apart from intelligence, we assist others in doing their jobs. If I come across smuggling goods while my officers are on patrol, immediately I hand over to the custom. Just last week, the police intercepted cannabis sativa close to 200 kg. They handed over to me and with the suspect. So that's the way we work together. Then at times we carry out joint operations together. Once there is need to do that, we always work together. I think being be as it may, all over the federation, that kind of collaboration between NDLEA and other security forces to carry out the job. But when it comes to actually prosecution of drug cases, it's only NDLEA. But when now it comes to drug demand reduction, our jobs are always a kind of twofold: supply reduction and demand reduction. When it comes to demand reduction, we believe that everybody's hands must be on deck. The family, the school, the community, the media, the security agencies, everybody, all of us have to do that, because that's when you talk about drug prevention, education. It's not NDLEA alone cannot do it. All of us will have to come together to do it. As a media person, part of what we are doing now is an advocacy for substance use. So there is no limit to what anybody can do when it talks about drug use prevention.
So, sir, your challenges about the success part?
Okay. Since we assume office here with my team, and I think I give God the glory, I have a very good, formidable team, right from my immediate Deputy State Commander, Idris Soho, and the Deputy State Commander in charge of operation and training, the one you just saw, Hamidu, and my ASC operation and training, and my head of the teams, my strike force, my area commanders. I think all of us has been working tightly together to see that we reduce the availability of substance use, as a of even substance drug itself in the state. And we've not taken stock fully of that of this year. From the stock we have from January till mid of the year, we were able to intercept close to 1,000 tons of different types of drug exhibits within 6 months. I think we took our stock to June this year. But what's actually stand out for us is our advocacy messages. We will be able to reach out to all the nook and crannies of the state. We'll be able to move around, almost, we've not done, we are still on it. Almost, we've gone close to 60 to 70% of the different localities within the state. When it talks about different communities and what have you, we've had meeting with the Mayagwas, the Hakimis, and what have you. So all the districts, we've been going around them, bring them on board. We discuss what is the drug situation here, how can we come in, how can they assist us in doing our job, and it has been yielding a very good, excellent result, because they give us informations, we have to information them. Those that are using substances that need help, most of them, the parents cannot afford it, the cannot afford it, will now reach out to the state government and look, Your Excellency, this is the challenge we have. And he magnanimously agreed to allow them to go on his bill, sponsor them to go undergo rehabilitation. It's supposed to be 1 year program. We just started the first quarter of it. They are there. Maybe after this thing, when we are done, if you have time, we'll definitely interact with some of them on government bills. I'm sure they are the ones even playing, doing their sport there, because this is their sports period. So it's been wonderful. And I cannot rule out the support of the Katsina indigenous. We've been to the mosque, we've been to Islamic functions just to talk to them on substances. And these days, even the imams, when they do Jumat sermons, they try to actually preach on the danger and consequences of substance use too. So their own support has been they have been very supportive, and they've been helping us. And the state government, I think we have to still give kudos and thank His Excellency, Right Honorable Hamid Masari, the Executive Governor of the state, for his support. And we never run to him that he will tell us that, look, I cannot do anything for you. He's always coming to our aid. And Her Excellency, the First Lady, in fact, that one is the pillar too. Especially when you talk about talk in terms of drug prevention and managing women into that are into substance use. our NGO has been very wonderful. We've set up different rehabilitation centers in different senatorial districts of the state, where you can just walk in and you receive help, whatever, counseling and probably brief counseling and what have you. So that's another person that has been so wonderful when he talks about substance use. In fact, it's like he had that passion for it. So anytime the issue comes up, she always try to take it very personal.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Then okay, talk about challenges. Yeah, we can't run away without having challenges, which are major challenges logistic. That we are still appealing to His Excellency to still consider giving, especially vehicular challenges. Yes, in the past we were talking about other logistics in terms of arms and what have you, and even personnel. But with the coming in of the present Chief Executive Officer of NDLEA, that's retired Brigadier General Marwa, it has been a different ball game. With his relationship with the army, he has been able to bring in a lot of arms and ammunition for us to use. And I think it has been a different ball game since he has done duty. I think we never had it so good. Yes, we are not there, but at least it's a work in progress, and we can see that definitely there's going to be the light at the end of the tunnel. The capacity has been built in the past. We can talk about this command having probably like maybe just a little over 100 personnel, but now we're having personnel that's close to 300. Within this short period that he assumed duty, he took the mantle of the lecture of the agency. It has been somehow. And if you notice these days, we are in all the social media space. We are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, so you can reach us. And equally, he has established phone-in call center, where those that are having substance use that doesn't want to go into a rehabilitation center, you can just call and they will advise you, and they can even draw your treatment plan for you online, and you go through it. Part of his innovation, every Friday, whatever is the topic issue, we are always on Twitter from 3 to 5. Everyone tune in, and we discuss any particular issue that is that the agency feels is necessary that the public are looking for to talk about. We talk about it, and every Monday, I think 5:30 p.m. we're always on NTA, discuss the same topical issue on substance issue. We never had it like this, so I think he's being the chairman chief executive officer has actually put a kind of light into our activities. And if you remember, just last week, the largest close to 2 tons, about 180 this, so which is the largest so far in the history of the agency. I think we never had it so good. I only pray that God will strengthen him and continue to guide him, so that at least he can take us to where we want to be, to a point where we know that illicit drug problem in Nigeria has been reduced to the barest minimum.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.
We wish you all the very best, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, we have come to the end of today's program. We shall meet in the next fresh episode of the program on youth and drugs. Sir, please can you say goodbye to our audience?
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, the audience. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, once again. I remain Zainab Abdrazak of Jadawali TV. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel on Jadawali TV. Thank you.